How well do you know MC Hammer?
How well do I know MC Hammer?
Yeah. Because you and MC Hammer came up around the same time. I think Hammer came a little after you.
I was in the streets before Hammer, as far as like the music and stuff.
Yeah.
I was making records before Hammer, but he came very shortly after and did big things. And I've always been an admirer of Hammer because of the way he did it. We were at odds, so to speak, at a young time, but it wasn't like violence or anger. It was more like just, the local competition.
Yeah.
And, Hammer he was a big dog, man. He got respect in the streets. He came from a respected crew, and they handled business, him and his brother Lewis and the crew. And, when we saw each other, it was respect and love. And then, when we weren't around each other, he'd take little jabs and talk shit. But it was that type shit.
Yeah, because I just interviewed MC Serch from Third Base.
He tell you some gangster stories on Hammer.
Well, he basically told the whole story about how he feels MC Hammer put a $50,000 hit on him.
I wouldn't agree to that, but I would say without spending any money, Hammer could have told some people to fuck him the fuck up. Like that wouldn't have been. It wouldn't. I know who Hammer was affiliated with, and he wouldn't have to pay to tell somebody to fuck somebody up. His people would just do it. We from Oakland. Like he wouldn't even have to say it. They just, right. If somebody was making Hammer uncomfortable, without him saying I'm uncomfortable, somebody around him would have came to you and said, quit making Hammer uncomfortable.
Right.
It would have been like a no negotiable statement.
Right. It started from a line they had on the Cactus album where they said the cactus churned Hammer's mother out, which was a reference to their album, The Cactus, and Turn This Mother Out. But he took it as
it wasn't personal.
Hammer took it as they're talking about my mother.
Yeah, it wasn't about his mom. It was just clever wordplay, and hey man, at probably around that time, I don't know when that happened, but Hammer people used to like test them a little bit and just to see if he was, dancing Hammer. And a few times in life, I've heard people tell stories like they caught the wrath of MC Hammer Ain't No Punk.
Redman.
Yeah,
Redman caught it from Hammer, and actually he said he apologized to Hammer when he saw him.
Listen to my first album when I did the skit, and I was like, you know what? That goddamn MC Hammer, fuck him, fuck his mama, and the whole nine. That nigga came up to me on MTV Cribs on the last episode they had where everybody out on, not MTV Cribs, sorry about that, I'm zoned. On the last Dr. Dre and Ed Lover on MTV. When they had the last episode.
Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah, Yo MTV Raps. When the last episode they shot, when they had everybody rapping on it, MC Hammer was there. That nigga approached me. He was like, Red, I'm gonna tell you something, you young, but I don't allow nobody talking about my mama. You understand me? I said, yes, sir. Because, we was already in Oakland with EPMD, and we damn near had to bounce up out of there for that. Because they had niggas back here, back here, back here. We had to get the fuck out of here. They wasn't playing.
If you just take away the fucking pants and the dancing and just focused on the people that wasn't on stage, like when the crew walk up, don't look at the dancers, look at the other dudes. You would have figured that shit out.
Right, because we had just posted a picture of, I got it off Snoop's page, and it had a picture of Snoop, Tupac, and MC Hammer together, wearing suits. And I said, who's the most gangster out of these three? And everyone was putting MC Hammer in the comments. Like,
hey, look at this. Hammer was coming off a tour. Some stuff had happened. I can't give you the specifics, but some stuff had happened that was like some real life shit. Could have been shootings. Could have been stuff had happened out on the tour. And I was kicking up some dust at home, like a little propaganda, like trying to be mad at Hammer for some shit he said in interviews, and just our local rivalry. And it wasn't ever gonna be, because his crew was cool with my crew. Wasn't ever gonna be violence, but it was like shit talking could possibly motivate some goofy fan to do something on my behalf or something, whatever it could be. But I got a call from Louis Burrell, Hammer's big brother, and he was like, look, man, it was matter of fact. He was like, we've been out on this road, we've been going through some shit, and we're on our way home. he was like, we don't want to come home to some shit, Short. So he was basically saying, wherever the fuck you on, we tired, bro. Like, it's not happening. And I was like, I get it, because I knew what they had been going through. And I think that was probably where our whole little unwritten feud, our unadvertised feud kind of just went away, because it was like, this shit is way realer than what we doing right here. This other shit y'all going through is way realer. So
Right, because after I did the Serch interview, and he mentioned his brother was the one that, like, you know, he claimed that his brother called and said, yeah, you know, they're dead or whatever else. And everyone, as I started reading the comments and getting the backstories, everything was kind of pointing to his brother as being kind of like, sort of like the gangster in that crew.
he played that part.
Yeah.
But even him, you know, Oakland is a different kind of place, man. I'll line you 10 Oakland dudes up in a row, and I bet you couldn't pick out the most violent one. Like you just couldn't do it. You probably, I don't know what you would base it on, but I'm sure you'd pick wrong.
Right. Well, the little dudes are usually the scariest ones.
It's just that in our town, it's just you never know who. You just fucking never know who.